Hello Taurus, welcome back to my Body and Heart Tower Therapy. I'm here to do reading for the month of May and beginning of June. Kind of a month from when you're actually seeing this reading. That's kind of how they apply. They're not that much connected with the actual month of the year or with the astrological events, though sometimes I reference them, but yeah. This is just a month in where you're at right now. Okay, Taurus. So first of all, sorry for the setting. It's a weird setting. My tripod broke, so that's all I can do for now. But let's see, what do we have for you this month? I hope you're well. Okay, we have 2 cards as your current energy already. And that's the 7 of Pentacles and can you see this? It looks slightly too bright. Let me see if I can change this. Okay, that looks better. Alright, so this is your current energy, the 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, which is great. And by the way, happy birthday, Taurus. This is your season. And your season started already at the end of last month, but yeah, May is pretty much your month, and here you go. There's full of, it's apparently a month for you to take an assessment, take some time to kind of look at what's going on with you, and that doesn't mean judging what's your experience and what you're supposed to be, but really like taking that time to meet yourself exactly where you're at. And I think there's a great opportunity in that, because you have the Ace of Pentacles that's coming with this. They come out together, right? Okay, now let's see, what is your challenge for this month? 4 of Pentacles is your challenge. Okay. Okay. So, okay. This is your focus. I'm gonna go through that afterwards. Seems like the cards are eager to come out. This is your advice. You have the the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords as your advice. Alright, and let's see what's the future energy. What's this all about? Where is this taking you? Okay, something flipped here. And that is the Queen of Pentacles. My goodness, it's like mainly Pentacles here and 2 Swords. And let's see what's this all about. Bottom of the deck. Ha! The Queen of the Knight of Cups. King of Cups. My goodness, I'm really sorry with these names. So, the King of Cups. Since that all this very earthy process that you're going through this month, it actually serves the purpose of you really owning your emotions and your emotional story, your relationship with your emotions. That's the thing, because I see the story coming up here of the 7 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. That's the mind, that's the narrative that you are you're operating from. But I think that you're really learning this month, the King of Cups being the theme of your reading, you're really learning this month to navigate your emotions. See how this guy is basically like, he has his throne here and he's like all over the water, and the water doesn't look particularly calm. It's actually very wavy, but he's on top of it, and he's got like a concrete, I don't know what this is, stone throne. It's not like something that's easy to float, but he's floating through the power of his consciousness, of his awareness. He's fully aware of everything and he's feeling everything, but he's not forced to act from that place. That's emotional mastery. Kings are mastery, like the top of the suit, right? So emotional mastery, means feeling everything. It doesn't mean repressing anything. It doesn't mean pushing anything away. But you're not at the mercy of your emotions. You are really, really navigating them. You're learning, what does that mean? What does it mean for you? What speaks of an old wound? Can I look at that? Can I keep space for that without having to come up with all behaviors and all patterns, like, typical mechanisms, defense mechanisms, to just come out and protect me from feeling this, prevent me from feeling this. And sometimes we start externalizing this, and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, that's pretty much what this month is all about, and I think this is fantastic because this is happening. The King of Cups is the theme of your reading. Okay, where to put this guy so you can actually see him? Well, I'll put him here. That's an interesting setting. Alright, so Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles as your current energy. As I said when I opened up this conversation, it's a time to just look at where you're putting your energy. This is Pentacles energy. That means time, that means resources, that means action, like physical actions that you can see them influencing your physical reality. It can also talk about where you're putting your money and where you're putting your, time in terms of project focus or things like that. What gives results and what doesn't? It's an important thing to be able to look at this without the emotional backlash that comes from that, because we sometimes perceive a lot of things as failure. Like, for example, if I look at, the sevens are really about like taking stock and assessment, and I'm looking at all these crops here and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't eat them all. This is a failure. I will never plant crops again. But you're not meant to eat them all. You're meant to keep some for eating now. Some are meant to be kept for, the winter, and some are meant to be replanted. And some that don't give any type of fruit or any type of I don't know how to bring the metaphor here. I'm not that familiar with the actual process of gardening or whatever. But if you're not getting, if you're planting something and nothing's coming out of that, then it is time to just look at that. Do I want to try and plant that again? What am I doing wrong? Does this seed maybe needs a different kind of soil? Does this need more water? Is it suitable? Maybe I'm trying to plant, bananas in the North Pole. I don't know. I'm going really far with this example, but you know what I mean. You understand? You can't have certain plants in different soils or different climates. And I think that this is something that you really need to take into your daily life right now. And I think that this emotional maturity that is getting developed here is kind of underlying of it all. It gives you the ability and this great opportunity of the Ace of Pentacles to really, really look at this without judgment, without perceiving everything as from the distortion of the emotions. Because sometimes the emotional stories that we have can completely bring this negativity bias, or if I have a narrative around failure or a narrative around fear of success or fear of life, or all kinds of these fears, then we will take whatever we find in there as evidence to hold on to that narrative. If I'm afraid of success, everything that I find in here, I will use it to confirm to me the narrative that I'm holding on to. So this is why this King of Pentacles, this King of Cups here is really crowning this reading. It's really the whole theme, because you can do this now. You can look That everything that you're putting your energy in, the results of it, without being too critical, without taking it to your heart, but to help it just to adjust, kind of what does what need, you know. And yeah, I mean, that's the current energy. The Ace of Pentacles here shows that there's great opportunity in this. And it's also about divine timing. It's something that has to do with, it's the season, it's the time for it. You just need to recognize it. Okay, so you have used to challenge the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, it can hint to a number of things, but the way I'm picking it up here is clinginess. You maybe have the impulse right now to cling to whatever is known to you. Like I was saying it with this narrative here. Whatever narrative you may made sense of your reality, and that can be anything. That can, because the thing is, like, we're not really choosing those narratives. These are something that we've internalized long time ago. So you've internalized the narrative around your, I don't know, social status, around your income, about what money means to you, about how you're supposed to spend your time, and how a normal day should look like to you. You know, what's the routine, what are the things that I'm supposed to be doing, things like that. And if you cling too much to that narrative, nothing wrong with it. It may be a great thing, it may be actually very full of wisdom, but it may not apply to you right now. You need to be flexible to be able to understand and apply the changes that need to be made in order to use this energy of the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, right? So the Four of Pentacles it's good to have a stability. It's good to be able to have something to keep your feet on. You're not completely ungrounded here. It's great, but you can't cling to it either, because there won't be any change. So the trick here is to allow for growth without having to like while you preserve and maintain the stability. I'm gonna pull out a card for this. What's this that you're holding on to? Wait, that's how it is. What are you holding on to here? Another pentacle. The Page of Pentacles. You're holding on to, I would say, a boyish attitude, a childish attitude towards how you want to see, I don't know, the ideal life or things like that. Of how things should be. It's a very, you know, like, pages are children, pages are growth and transformation, and it's like looking from at the world with very childish eyes, which can be great. I mean, it's great to have that childlike wonder and look at the world from that perspective, like something's always new and we're curious about it. But sometimes we can look at life, or we expect things from life from the childish perspective. That means immature. That means that idealized, you know, coming from conditioning or dreams or hopes that people have put on us on a very young age, something like that. And I see this as being your focus. Your focus being the Seven of Swords. Really check the narrative here. See, you have two cards of like really taking stock, the two sevens. Notice your narrative. Notice the story that pops into your mind around everything that we just talked about, around money, around routine, around status, around work and projects, around what does like this physical life portray to be like. What is it appealing to you, and what is it that you dislike about it? How is it to you, and how far or close are you to I don't know, any type of ideal, or are you even present with what's going on, or are you just living from this childish perspective? And there's nothing wrong with the child. I mean, the child needs to be taken into account. The childish perspective, the idealization of the world, everything needs to be taken into account. But the point is, like, to do so from the position of this King of Pentacles, who's a master, who's sitting on his throne, or of this Queen of Pentacles that's coming in your future, and this Queen of Swords. And like, you've got mastery here. That's great. So it's important to look at the child, and it's important to look at how your mind is tricking you to be the child rather than to parent the child. You know, children are great manipulators. They always know or try to get what they want, the candies, the TV time, the whatever. They want to get out of their chores or homework or whatever. That's only natural. And so does our inner children. That's not correct somehow in that phrase, whatever. And so do our inner children, like, want to get away with what they want. They just go in tantrums, you know. And see how is, like, what are the mechanics of it, of your thought process, how and when the switch happens from you being this, like, super grounded, super mature person into just going on a whim and starting to distort your reality based on an early narrative. And that's all you need to do. This is your focus, just observing it. That's it. You may find a lot in there, but that's for you to notice what to find. I don't want to put thoughts in your mind. But don't make an enemy, neither of your inner child that goes on a tantrum, and neither of your mind. Your mind is not your enemy. Your mind is just a servant that forgot its place. It's your role as your consciousness and awareness that you remind yourself that you are all the time. You come back to that awareness. You are here to observe and to nurture and to parent and to hold space, to be present. Each and every part of you needs a seat at the table. So if you see this, don't, like, start judging yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I being tricky here? What am I supposed to be doing with this? You know, like, where you hear parents all the time talking about children. I don't know how to deal with this child. They just don't want to do their homework. Well, I don't know how to deal with this child. They just don't want to. They just won't listen and things like this. I mean, take your time and really, really look, really, really observe the mechanics of it. That's it. That's it. I'm sure that you're going to find a lot of information. And then as your action, in terms of action, like your actual advice with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, I think you're able to see the vantage point here. You're really able to hold that space of the big picture. You see, like, the Queen of Swords, she's somewhere on a top of something. There's the clouds over there. She sees everything around her. She's got a lot of clarity and she's in control. Again, she's on a throne. This is mastery, and she holds these swords, which means, like, pure clarity. She's got the eagle here and she's connected to him, to the eagle. I don't know if you see this. She's got the eagle right over there. And this shows that, like, she's got that, really, the bird's eye view here. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it actually indicates more or less the same thing. You know, all knights talk about expansion and growth and so on. It's like this very, very expansive energy. There are those that go out there to explore and to you know, fight the fight, to expand the borders and the horizons of the kingdom, which is pretty much your conscious awareness. So out of all the knights, actually, this one is a pretty static one. All the other knights are, like, moving. Two of them are actually quite warriors. One is a bit more looking for ladies, whatever. But this one's, like, looking here, and it's just, like, taking a serious look at the horizon. And he's holding this and, like, okay, where am I going to put this? Where is the right soil for growth? what am I going to plan this to make sure that, I don't know, it's not going to be flooded, or it's not going to be a herd of, I don't know what, animals and cross over it, and what's the fertile ground here. And with the Queen of Pentacles as an action, as advice, I think it's also about like really taking your time of communication about what is it that you need. You see where you need to go. You have the vantage point, you have the understanding, you see the actors that are playing within yourself, and you see the resources that are available to you from the outside. And you need to be very straightforward in your communication of your needs, and also of boundaries. I don't need this. Maybe a lot of this stuff that you've been putting energy into are unhealthy for you. You don't want to grow weeds or sustain things that are just not sustainable. That could mean relationships, that could mean projects that are draining you and are not really bringing much into your life, based on who knows or what loyalties you may have kept in your mind that are maybe misplaced, or coming again from an old narrative that doesn't make sense to you anymore. So this is pretty much the story for you this month. Now, the Queen of Pentacles in future energy. This is fantastic because this is very much related to your energy in Taurus. Somebody who's very earthly, very practical, very connected to the senses, very connected to the cycles of the earth. And then brings you back exactly into where is your, being exactly who you are at your best. Really getting the most of your qualities and senses. It's really like, yeah, that's it. It's bringing you back into your senses. Whatever was distorting your perspective, whether there were emotions or that come from old stories that didn't make sense, as you really take your time with them and look at them and allow space for each and every one of them, and take the action that does make sense to you with this very, very clear awareness, and with not really taking your time, like not hurrying to something or whatever. And you're good with that. This is very much in your realm. There's so much earth energy in here. Well, it's a homecoming. It's a homecoming to you. So I hope that makes sense to you. I'm gonna pull out also an oracle card from Rumi Oracles. If you've been here before, you're familiar with them already. They're really beautiful. It's wisdom of the heart. Rumi was a Sufi poet, and there you go, the lover and the beloved. Now look at that. Okay, I'm gonna read it up for you. It's number 35. That's 8. After these 7s, it shows some type of growth. 35. 35? Nah. Had a moment of doubt there. Oh my own mind, come on, where are you? Okay, so the lover and the beloved. When you move beyond consciousness, you caress the beloved. When you move into the unknown, beyond everything, the beloved caresses you. Rumi. Alright, so the great beloved has a passionate desire for you, to love you, to touch you, to make the divine presence known to you. That's why I see this Ace of Pentacles here. See, this is a divine presence that's coming into your awareness, and it's coming in a very physical manner. So that you will cease to fear the darkness, take delight in all of life, and become mesmerized by the beauty of love in its endless emanations. But how we resist love at first? Oh yes, we have been burnt before, have we not? Abandoned, betrayed, so painfully disappointed, cast aside, and have suffered at the hands of some unworthy lover. Can this great divine love affair be taught with the same brush, with the same bitter expectations that keep the heart closed? You are too beautiful to be hidden away behind the bitter and gated heart. that is unworthy of you. Yeah, this is really a lot about this expectations that you may have, and what the story that you're clinging to. Maybe you're really stubbornly clinging to a story that's really unworthy of you. So, can you allow the great beloved to reach for you, to receive that sacred touch every day, to be spoken to with words of love, to receive? You who give of yourself, can you recognize the beloved wishes to give to you? This need not be mutually exclusive happening. Come now, deep down, you know the genius of the divine is such that in being received, much is given. You shall not be selfish in letting yourself be seen and loved. Allow it, rejoice in it, take delight in allowing yourself to receive life, and let the world soak up the ardent glow of your sensual surrender to the great beloved's embrace. This oracle brings you a message. This is long, my goodness. Something has to change in your physical world. That's so much pentacles here. Okay, I like it. I like that. It's so on point. So something has to change in your physical world. You are in need of more sustenance, more love, more connection, and more nourishment that touches your body and soul and brings them to deeper oneness with each other, with life, with love. There you open up and allow that love in. The great beloved has desired that this be so. Will you heed that holy desire? Will you allow love in? Say yes. If you find this difficult, now is the time to gently, carefully tend to the walls you once placed between yourself and life, words of tentativeness, excessive caution, fear of abandonment and betrayal, doubt of your own lovableness, and doubts based on past pain without substance. You are so much greater than these crumbling walls. They are the stuff that is designed for demolition, not devotion and honoring. I like that it says that, because I think I said exactly this right now. Sorry. Can you begin to unpack the bricks you mistakenly believed were essential to your safety and well-being? You are too vast to see for that small puddle of thought now. The oceanic world of love is your true home, and the sun is beating down upon you. This oracle brings you special guidance, an offer or opportunity. There you go. An offer or opportunity is on its way to you, or has recently been presented. It may be an idea you have been nurturing, or one presented to you by another person. Sit with it. Do you feel exhilaration? Do you feel energy at the thought of saying yes? Then say yes. Allow yourself to receive. There is divine encouragement in taking risks that feel wild and alive to your heart. And I like that they say that too, because this person here is not taking any risks. If you feel like the offer that's being presented to you, it adds up and it makes sense to you, then go for it. Alright, my love, I hope this makes sense to you. Yes, if you did, please like, share and subscribe, so this channel can grow and reach more people, and may our practice benefit all beings.